We here.
Yo.
We here. The Legacy Builders US in the motherfucking building.
Yes, sir.
We are here. So today we're talking about weathering the storm. So what's that about? Let's get into that. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, keeping it simple, like the topic says, weathering the storm, just being able to adapt to what's going on. You see, with the bad weather, a lot of people aren't prepared. A lot of people getting ready to call out of work, all that type of stuff, not being able to navigate what they had to do, and just procrastination. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where when things get thrown off, how do you handle the situation?
Right.
When you're going through, the storm, quote unquote, how do you handle the situation? You know what I mean? Whether it's a storm of bills, storm of finances, storm of mental stuff, how do you navigate that?
Injury, medical bills and shit.
That's the gist of it right there.
Nah, that's a fact. It's interesting too that you said it because how to navigate through the storm, because what happens is we get into a routine and sometimes the storm, whatever that is, gets in the way of the routine. And then you realize I didn't realize how good I had it, or I didn't realize how convenient I had things because, now this thing came into the situation, put a wrench in it. And now it made it a little bit more like I got to do something else. I got to do something more. That's a little bit more work to do. Like, even for example, like a lot of times I would order my food and shit from DoorDash and Seamless and all that. And the other day I was like, yo, I can't order shit because these niggas ain't coming because it's fucking, you're so out, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, all the shit was like, yo, we can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's over. So you got to be like, okay, what do I do to pivot? Because I'm so used to doing it this way. I got to do this the other way. You know what I'm saying? But it's like little things like that you don't think about that happen. And then you got to readjust your routine. You know what I'm saying? In order to make shit go down. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
No, definitely. Plus, it's just one of them things where a lot of people don't know how to problem solve, man. You know what I mean? Right. And that's becoming more of a problem where ChatGPT solves everybody's problems.
Yeah.
And so people got to learn how to navigate different problems when they come about. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, to your point, Mr. Lucario, where you go through a drive-through and someone messes up your order. Instead of acknowledging they messing up your order, they just bypass it. You know what I mean? It's getting to the point. I remember I saw in a video the other day where somebody gave somebody, the meal came to like $2.95. And the person gave them, was it nickel or something like that? They gave like a nickel. So all you have to do is give them back the full dollar, whatever the case is. And the person cannot figure out, no, the machine says give you back $1.05.
Right.
And say, no, that's why I gave you the 5 cents, so you could give me back just $1.
Right.
It couldn't register, and they went back and forth, and it's getting to the point to where people can't solve basic problems. So imagine something on a greater scale. How you gonna handle that?
Niggas stupid.
Now, it's funny. It also too, that's like a generational thing too sometimes too, because some of these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, they didn't learn that type of stuff from our generation. It's like we knew what that meant. You know what I'm saying? From their generation, they don't know what the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like I was at the movies the other day, and this chick, she was younger. She had to been like early 20s or some shit, and I gave her my card, and she said something like, she was like, are we double tapping? And I was like, what you mean? What the fuck that mean? And then April had to tell me, she was like, oh, I think she means, are you putting both our orders on the one card? Like that. And I was like, oh yeah, put it on the one. And I was like, what the fuck is double tapping? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what is this? I was like, I'm an old nigga. I'm officially an old nigga because I don't know what young niggas is talking about. But even
I'm tapping once for both orders, bitch. Like, what are we?
Exactly. But you look at that as weathering the storm too, because remember, like when you're getting older, or you're in a certain situation, or
right. You don't know shit,
right? You're not you don't know certain particular things. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you might need to know those things because it'll make you move faster or make things go in a certain direction. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. So, Kaylee, what's your thoughts on that? Are you
speaking? Yeah, you look like you in the storm, nigga. You look like you in the storm. So tell us about weather in the storm since you in the storm.
I just finished shoveling, right? I just finished shoveling literally to get out of a space, right? So I'm literally weathering the storm over here. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for the storm. You know? Yeah, I had to borrow somebody else's shovel. I got out though. I solved the problem, right? I seen the problem and I solved it. But the reason, the whole purpose of this episode, right, is to know that there's always going to be something that's going to happen. There's never a situation where something is not going to go wrong. It's Murphy's Law. Will go wrong. Right. And you just have to always have some type of solution. It could be temporary. It doesn't have to be the permanent solution. But you have to have some way to figure it out. Why? Because then if you don't, then that's going to be the thing to stop you from, and that's a life thing. That's not just a business thing. It's a life thing to where it'll stop you from reaching your goals, whatever you're out for, whether it's business, whether it's for family, friendship, whatever it is, you're going to stop yourself if you don't have a solution.
Right.
And Mr. Locario's point earlier, we have it too good because, you know, even here in America or just in general here in New York, right? We always underestimate the weather, right? And not literally and figuratively, right? We always estimated. We didn't think that. We thought it was going to be a couple of flakes. So what day was it? Saturday night into Sunday when it started snowing?
Right.
About 3:00 in the morning. I did not see one drop. So I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, all right, but it's not going to snow. I kid you not. I woke up Sunday morning. It looked like Whoville from and I said, yo, this is crazy, right? So a 10% chance of me felt like it was going to snow, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And when I noticed it, a little bit of me being a conspiracy theorist, 96, 06, 16, and now 2026.
That's what I heard about that shit too.
Every decade, it's been crazy. We've had the craziest storms.
On the 6th.
It's just that God, my brother, is consistent because when God brings down these messages, you know what I'm saying?
2026 might be the apocalypse, nigga. You never know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You never know. But
well, we having a show right now, but after the show, I'm literally going to get me a shovel. I made it out, but the streets are crazy right now. If you're in New York, you know, right?
Right.
But it's not just New York. It's damn near the whole country. It's snowing in places where you never thought it would snow.
Yeah.
Right? You get what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to, I think the idea and the concept and the solution is preparation. When you stay ready, you never got to get ready, right? So I think the concept of what we talk about, you know, you got to weather the storm. You got to expect the unexpected. You just always got to be on point.
Yeah. And I'll say this to add to like kind of to use a part of your story, Kayleen, because you say you have to borrow somebody's shovel, right? You know, a big part of business is networking, you know, and realizing that no man and no business itself is an island.
Right.
You know, you got to have a network. You got to have resources. You got to have different places and different people that you can, you know, talk to and ask, you know, hey, man, I need a shovel. Hey, man, I need somebody to speak at my event. Hey, man, I need a loan. You know, I need a business loan. Hey, man, I need to borrow some of your employees. Like I've been in situations like that before where the company I work for literally loaned me out to another company that they had a contract with. Like, and I was going to another location for like 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? Like shit like that. So, and in business, you know, you talk about weather the storm. In business, there are certain months of the year where, based on the nature of your industry or the nature of your business itself, you might not do as well as you do in the other months. Mm-hmm. You got to weather that storm. Like you got to know when to, you know, ease back on the budget or, you know, put resources into other things or, you know, or just simply prepare for that time. Like, well, we know that in the summertime shit slow down. So let's ramp it up in the winter. Let's ramp up the marketing or let's come up with different creative ways to market during the summer months, since we know that our business goes down in the summer or whatever it is. You get what I'm saying? So there's different ways to weather the storm based on preparation, based on networking, and based on understanding the nature of your industry and the nature of your business. So, because like on our other channels, we talk about hollering at women and all this other shit. But what cats don't understand is that it's really not about women and getting pussy. It's really about being able to talk. And being able to go to your neighbor and say, hey, neighbor, can I borrow a shovel?
Right.
Like I'm telling you, you got some people who go through hardships of life simply because they're too anxious to actually speak to someone else. Because I'm sure I could bet money that there's at least one person in New York that wanted to ask their neighbor for a shovel and didn't. Is literally sitting there like, fuck, how am I going to get out of this shit?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So again, there's different ways to weather the storm. But again, we got to understand that no man is an island. No business is an island. We got to have a network, and then we also got to prepare. And sometimes you got to prepare even more to put yourself in position to help others weather the storm.
Right.
Because another person's storm may come when you're in great weather.
Right.
And then vice versa. Right. For example, if your business slows down in the summertime, you might have a friend in your network whose business ramps up in the summertime, but they catch hell in the wintertime.
Right.
But you're good in the wintertime. So you figure out a way to be a blessing to them in the winter, to support them in the winter. And they could be a blessing to you or support you in the summer. Again, that has to do with network. That has to do with you knowing and understanding the nature of the business. You understand? So, it's very important to be able to have a certain level of awareness. Like weathering the storm, you have to have a certain level of awareness, whether it's understanding the nature of the storm, understanding how to prepare for the storm, or understanding who and where to call on for resources to help you weather the storm.
Right. Nah, that's a fact. That's real shit. And, the thing is with when we talking about this, I like what Kelly was saying about like, things can go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Whenever. It's just how do you fix that, or how do you prepare for that? How do you solve it? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, especially if you're in business, like you're a business person, it's because I was always like, man, couldn't it just be where people just like buy my products and services and I don't have to deal with no bullshit? But it don't happen that way. I like, it just don't happen that way. I'd be like, man, you know what I'm saying? It's like it would be lovely if that just was, just what it was, you know what I'm saying? But it's not how it is. And the thing is that you got to be able to deal with that, because like, even like you were saying, Kelly, is that there's sometimes where certain things happen where it can get you to the point where you're not motivated to continue or to stay consistent, because you're so like pissed off and angry and emotionally drained by the storm. You feel what I'm saying? Like, fuck, man, it's some bullshit. I ain't like doing this shit no more because this is that. And then you get into that thing. I started to think, this is how I started to see things, where I started to see things where I say, I expect a certain thing to happen. Like I'm expecting and accepting that certain things can happen. And then when certain things do happen, I look at it as like, let me go harder and let me, put in more effort, more consistency, more work to keep things going, versus going down the other path of, this shit's fucked up and I'm upset and I'm pissed off and I'm angry. Because what happens is sometimes shit will happen at the worst times. You know what I'm saying? You be like you handling some other shit and then you hear this other shit. You be like, fuck, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, like it's Murphy's Law, but it's like exponential, because it's like not only is the worst thing happening, but it's happening at the worst fucking time. Like the worst. It's like I can understand it raining, but did it have to rain now today though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Crazy. It's crazy. But see, and I'm glad you brought that up, Lucario, because that's where shit like gratitude comes in. Right. And that's where, having, a certain focus and see, there's this old saying, right? There's this old saying, it goes, this too shall pass.
Right.
You understand? I don't know if anybody ever heard that, but what it basically means is that, you know, we must understand that in life, things are always changing. So even if you're having a good time and everything is going well, this too shall pass.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're having a horrible time and things are going bad, you must also understand this too shall pass.
That's
right. So, you know, so we must understand these things and, you know, stay confident. Right. And this is why, especially as entrepreneurs, and, you know, and I'm gonna say this too, because I want everybody to understand that what we do here relates to everyone, because I know that all four of us on this panel are entrepreneurs, and some people might listen to this thinking that, oh, well, they're just talking money game for entrepreneurs. But I want you to understand something. Once you become the leader of a family, you are now an entrepreneur.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When you start looking at, even if it's just you and your wife or you and your girlfriend and y'all live in the same house, you're an entrepreneur, because you got to budget, you got to bring money in, y'all got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay bills, y'all got to keep the house going. And then if you got kids, you're even more of an entrepreneur.
Right.
Because now you're taking your kids and your wife, that's your company.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And you got to keep the lights on, and that's the office, right? You know, the kids got to go to school and do their work, and the wife got to help with this and that, and you got to do what you got to do as the leader. So you're still an entrepreneur. So let me just put that out there, and so you guys can understand that once you become the leader of a family, any family, you are now an entrepreneur. Even if it's just yourself in your house, in your apartment, in wherever you live, you are still an entrepreneur.
Right.
If you have a 9-to-5, it's just that your 9-to-5 is the source of income, but you still got to have an entrepreneurial mind, right? So I say that to bring it back to say that as us all being entrepreneurs to some extent, we got to have a certain level of gratitude. Mm-hmm. Right. We got to be able to look at weathering the storm. We got to be able to look at difficulties in life and difficulties in business and difficulties in dealing with family and relationships and all that stuff and remember, yes, this too shall pass. Mm-hmm. All I got to do is stay strong. And, you know, like we were saying, with resources, with, you know, helping others. Sometimes you don't even realize how much blessings you gain by being a blessing onto others.
Right.
You know, because sometimes just by putting yourself out there and helping someone else, someone else who's affected by what you did to help that other person now is looking at you like, oh, shit, because they helped them. Now I'm in a better position. Now I'm able to be a better position to them. So, again, it's like I'm just saying all these things to remind everybody that gratitude is always helpful, because it allows you to stay in a correct frame of mind to not just weather the storm, but to thrive. You understand? And to put yourself in position to be a blessing to others. And then when you do that, when you put yourself out there, you can't even tell how the other blessings will come back to you. Mm-hmm. Keep you above water, to keep you thriving, to keep you doing a lot of shit. You know, a lot of people will look at business and be like, man, you know, all I got is like $500 left. And then, and they got another, like a fellow business person coming to them and be like, yo, I need like $250 to do this thing. And you know, it's going to be a business loan and I got you, blah, blah, blah. And they're thinking to themselves, man, all I got is $500. How the fuck am I give him $250?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't realize that he needs that $250 as leverage to bring in $100,000.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes not even the person asking you for the $250 knows that they actually using the $250 as leverage to bring in $100,000. They don't know, because sometimes we don't always know the potential of what it is we're trying to do.
Right.
So sometimes you got to be like, damn, I got $500 left and this nigga's asking me for $250. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to have the gratitude and the positive thinking to say, you know what, fuck it. It's business. Money goes out, money comes in. Here, take the $250, bro. Do what you got to do.
Right.
And sometimes you got to even be like, not even on some shit like, yo, it's a loan, you better pay me back, blah, blah, blah. No. Sometimes you just got to be like, you know what, fuck it. Just take it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then just go about your business, keep your head down and keep moving. And again, when you keep that mentality, this too shall pass. You keep that positive mindset. You continue to like that, like everything that I'm saying is how you weather the storm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that gratitude, that positive mindset, that being able to help others. Sometimes when you feel down and in you know, you feel down and out. Sometimes helping others is the thing that's even going to give you the frame of mind to bring you back up out of the mess.
Right.
Mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Not even financially, because sometimes you can help niggas and still be fucked up at the end of the day. But because you helped each other, it was an example of the gratitude. You get what I'm saying? It was an example of, okay, even though I'm down in the dirt, I'm still powerful because I can help somebody else.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just that alone can be the thing that'll keep your spirits up so you can weather the storm. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact. That's
real talk. And I mean, I think one of the key things too is going back off what you said, Miles. So is like people got to learn how to improvise and adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the storm's a perfect example where it's like, okay, you got a lot of people where, all right, I'm gonna call out of work, but you calling out of work, but you don't have no sick days, you don't got no vacation days. So that now you're not getting paid. So now you can't pay another bill or got to move another bill around. When you could have improvised and be like, hey, man, let me shovel out the snow real quick and get to where I need to get to. But no. Instead, you're like, I just can't make it. Well, I don't got no sick time or vacation days, but oh well, yeah, I'll be all right. But in the meantime, you lost $200. Now you can't pay your cell phone bill. Now your cell phone bill get cut off way earlier. Like, you know what I mean? And all you had to do was switch it up a little bit and be like, all right, call a job. I'm going to be a little bit late because I got to shovel myself out from snow, so I'm going to be a little bit late. So that's the real thing where a lot of people don't know how to readjust and improvise, where they let any little obstacle get in their way and stop them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why that saying goes, if you get through the eye of the storm, you get through anything, because a lot of people see the storm coming and just run. I forgot who said it, but somebody said, no, whenever you see the storm coming, you run towards it. Don't run away from it, because when you run away from it, it's going to take you over versus just run through it. You're going to get through it because you're running through the heat of the battle right through. So it's a real thing.
Let me add this to what you just said, Rashidi. And I seen this on some short or something on Instagram or YouTube, some shit. But they was talking about these like species of like wildebeest or buffalo or some shit, right? And they were saying that these buffalo, when they see the storm come, when they see the storm clouds,
that's what it was, yeah.
They run towards it. And the reason why they run towards it is because the closer they get to the storm means the least amount of time in the storm. Right. If you see the storm coming and you run away from it, you just gonna be running from the storm, chasing your ass. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that when you for those buffalo, and even in life, when you see the storm coming, so basically what it's saying is to face your fears. You get what I'm saying? And get through the bullshit. Go through the experience of weathering the storm, getting through the bullshit. This too shall pass. Understanding the difficulties, obstacles, and challenges. Because truthfully, when you go through that shit, that's the exact thing that's going to teach you the lessons you need to know to make you the better businessman.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like, it's real. That's real shit right there. And Alianoila says, facts. I gave a stranger a ride and it changed my thinking for the rest of the day. Yeah, it happens sometimes. It could change, and it change your thinking for the rest of your life if you let it.
Nah, that's bad. That's real shit. That's real shit. You know, the thing too is that when you weather the storm and you see that you've survived it, you know what I'm saying? Then you can look back and say, I did survive it. So then when the next storm comes, you know that you can handle it. You feel what I'm saying? I think sometimes you forget that we've gone through lots of storms and handled it. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing is that I think it's just understanding the acceptance of the ebb and flow of how things happen in life. You feel what I'm saying? And then when the storm comes, it's like, you know, you don't have to look at it like it has to be the end. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, well, this is part of it, but you know, this doesn't have to be the end, or this doesn't have to really, you know, get me off course. Cause again, it's not like you're going to like it. It's not like, you know, most of the time the storm happens, you're like, fuck, man, this shit just fucking up, you know, my plans. I was planning to do this, but now this is happening. Or, you know, it just emotionally on some shit where it's like, you feel like it just ruined your day. Cause now you're like, damn, I don't feel like fucking with this shit, or this shit is just whatever it is. But you still got to understand that, hey, it's like you said, this too shall pass. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even the good stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Even the stuff, the good is going to pass. Then it's going to go back to the bullshit. It's going to go from the bullshit to the good stuff. So it's like, it's always the fucking back and forth shit all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying?
You ever look at some old people, right? And they just unbothered by like they're not bothered by anything.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know why they're not bothered by anything? Because of all the experiences that they had in life.
Right.
Right. So to the point where they're not overly excited about anything, to your point, Mr. Locario, or they're not like, you know, super down and depressed if something.
Right.
They found that balance. They was able to master the balance and the art of just being leveled, no matter what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that does come with experience, and that does come with the challenges that they went through in life. I've seen old people where they, like, no matter what's going on, they are chilling. Like they right. And as I get older, that's how I'm becoming. You know, if something is excited, I do celebrate. I give myself a time limit though. I give myself you got
real shit.
Got 20,
hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Give yourself a time limit on celebrating shit. That's right there. That shit is super heavy right there.
Well, you say you gave yourself 20 minutes. What happened?
No. I was gonna say 24 hours.
Okay.
So I celebrate the day. After that, it's back to whatever I'm doing.
That's
the balance that I'm always searching for. Reason being is because when something goes wrong, I also give myself 24 hours to mope and kind of be down. After those 24 hours, I'm back to whatever I was doing.
To the shit.
Right.
Yo, I'm telling you.
That's some deep game right there. Fire.
For real. Because we talk about it all the time. Like, even on this show, we say at the end of the show, you know, Locario says the truth is inside you. Like, guys, you don't understand how heavy that is, because whether it's a win or a loss, it's still outside.
Right. Exactly.
It's still out, because I'm guilty of this. It's like I'm looking at the shrine of all the great things that Miles Cunningham just did, and anybody who is affected by that should be grateful. But it's why am I even? You get what I'm saying? Like, why am I even talking about that shit?
Right.
Why am I even talking about it? I'm talking about it because that's a part of my ego. That's a part of not realizing that this too shall pass. Because even the blessings that you put into the world, that too shall pass. Exactly. You gotta somebody help them, but that too shall pass. They're gonna need help again somewhere, and they're gonna have to either come back to you or find it somewhere else. Either way, because it don't stop. And that's why you know. That's why I wanted to emphasize what you said, Kayleen, about giving yourself limited time to even celebrate. It's like you give yourself limited time to be upset about something.
Right, exactly.
Because all that really matters is progress. Time just keeps moving forward. So whether you trying to celebrate or get upset, you wasting time, nigga.
Exactly, that's a fact. That's a fact. And the funny part is, most people, what they'll try to do is they'll try to spend a lot of time celebrating, and then also what happens is that they'll also spend a lot of time moping about the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So now I feel you on that. You know what I mean? I like that 24-hour joint. That's some real shit. Yeah. And it keeps things in perspective. So it's kind of like you're giving yourself the time to feel it and experience it, but you're not like wasting time or indulging in it, whether it's a thing you would consider good or bad. You feel what I'm saying? So it keeps you focused. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
That's some real shit, man. I love that, man. Y'all be in some game here on these shows.
Real talk.
Hey, nah, that's what's up. I love it, man. So any last things I want to say about this? Anything you got coming up, or what's the what's going on with you guys?
Yeah, nah. Like I said, the initiative this year is just grinding, man. You know what I mean? Just helping everybody with their money, their finances, helping people become homeowners, helping people invest. So this is, we just pushing the website. Go to the website, book an appointment, book that consult so we can get your money in order, get your life together. You know what I mean? The way this thing is going, for real. You know, everything costing.
Go to legacybuildersus.com. Legacybuildersus.com. Schedule a consultation. Guys, they got everything. They could fix it. They can help you fix your credit, help you come up with a budget. You can explain your money issues to them. They could get you to save your money using different vehicles like life life insurance, they got IULs, they got mutual funds, they are certified brokers, guys, certified and well experienced brokers. You know, shit, we got products with them as well that we pay on monthly, that we help save our money. Like shit, Kaleem did my mother's life insurance. You understand what I'm saying? So when, you know, God forbid, when my mother passed, and not God forbid, because it's gonna happen, but when it does happen, you know, we at least got a little bit of bread to, you know, put her away like she needs to be put away, so she could get a graceful send off and all that type of stuff. So these guys can help you with so many things, and we're talking to you niggas,
right?
Because we all know that the reason why the reason why they had to say Black Lives Matter in the first place is because you ain't got $1 million attached to your name.
That's a fact.
Them other folks, they have a lot of money attached to their name. That's why it's such a big deal when they go missing or get shot in the street. When we get shot in the street, they know we ain't got no life insurance policy attached to our name. So they don't give a fuck. So, but if more of us got life insurance policies that ended up in $1 million payout attached to our fucking name, trust me, they'll stop shooting us and killing us in the street. So this is why you need to go to legacybuildersus.com, get with these guys, man, get some financial literacy in your life and start doing better financially.
Facts. All right, people. So that's pretty much it, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.